Okay, so apparently there seems to be this currently ongoing debate between a few of us about the whole Marvel's Capcom lack of X-Men situation. Now, I was actually going to probably make this video sooner, but yesterday was actually my birthday, and I didn't want to spend my birthday making a video response to anybody. I mean, come on, that's just sad, really. It's a day about me, not other people. But anyway, a couple days ago, I got this Grimpachi, which I'll leave a description. I'll leave a link to the description of the video in question. Was tweeted at me, and I decided to watch it because let me give you a little background here first. Okay, so a few weeks ago, during an interview, there was a Capcom representative who offhandedly made the comment that maybe, he said, maybe the modern Marvel fan doesn't remember the X-Men, which was like an offhanded comment to try to brush off the question or something like that. And, which, well, come on, we all know was complete PR BS. I mean, the guy probably had no other choice but to say that, okay? So, we all pretty much at this point know the reason why X-Men is lacking in Marvel's Capcom Infinite at this point, because there are some licensing issues with the film rights that either Disney or Fox can't seem to get over. Blame who you want. I blame Disney, some people blame Fox, I don't know. Somebody's at fault here, maybe both of them, I don't know, but for whatever reason, because there's bad blood between Disney and 20th Century Fox, that the X-Men are not being allowed into this particular installment of the franchise. And the guy says, well, most people probably don't remember the X-Men anyway, or some shit like that, you know. And Capcom fans got a little upset about this. Like, I don't really blame them, because basically they were like just like brushed off and lied to. Like I understand that maybe the guy can't really say the truth, all right? I mean, I get that. He's got to come up with some excuse as to why the X-Men aren't in this game, and as to why, you know, he can't explain or something. He can't just outright say, well, Disney wouldn't let us because film rights. I mean, we all fucking know that's what it is. We all know, okay? We know that's it. Don't tell me otherwise. But anyway, so we got that going, and most people were like, I can't believe Capcom said this, blah, blah. And like I said, okay, so it was from a Capcom mouthpiece who had another choice. I'll let that go. I really will. But, you know, Grim here decides that, no. There are people who don't remember the X-Men. And I'm like, what are you talking about? What? Hold on. Excuse me? What? You just try to sit there and like, oh, people probably don't remember the X-Men. I'm like, what? What the hell are you talking about? So anyway, he finally goes and finds proof that the modern Marvel fan doesn't remember the X-Men. He found the proof, and he was going to show it to me. He showed a few other people too, but I guess I'm the only one responding to him on this one. So he's finally going to show me the proof out there that the modern Marvel fan does not know who the X-Men are, or don't remember who the X-Men are. Aha! He found it! So, shows a video clip of a guy who is showing his young daughter comic book. Okay, apparently this guy, he's like a comic book artist. I don't know, I was going to find a link. He didn't leave a link to the guy's video in the description. I kind of hoping he would, so I could see the video and draw my conclusion from there, but I didn't, there was no link. So, you know, dude, you need to provide links for these things. If you want any proper responses, I need all the sources that you're going to throw at me if you want me to respond to you. I'm just saying. Well, this guy, he is, you know, showing his daughter a comic book, which has a couple of different Marvel characters in there. Like, there's Spider-Man, there's Wolverine, there's a couple other characters in there. So, he points to Spider-Man and goes, who's that? And the girl is like, I don't know how this girl is. I gotta say between 3 and 5. She might be older, I don't know. Like I said, no link to the video in question, so I don't know. Who is obviously being taught who the characters are. Now, she knew who Spider-Man was. There you go. So, she was like, Spider-Man, and then, like, when it went to Wolverine, it was like, that guy. And she says, that guy. And, you know, that's just like, see, right there. See, she said, that guy. And I'm like, and like, in the video, the dude is like, that's Wolverine. So he is teaching his daughter the characters. Okay? She is, I wouldn't consider her a Marvel fan yet. Or a comic book fan in general. But he's teaching her. Okay? Like, shout out to that dude, by the way, to pass on the culture like that. Like, showing his passion to the future generation, which I think is great. You know, I'm just saying that was cool what he was doing. But you know, he's teaching the characters, and there are a lot of other Marvel characters pointed out that she didn't know. I think she referred to Spider-Woman as Spinderella. Was that what happened? I think that's what happened. So she's still learning the character. She knew Spider-Man, but as far as other characters go, she was still learning, and the father was telling her who the characters were, teaching her who the characters were, and apparently, that right there is the modern Marvel fan. A 4 to 5 year old girl, possibly older, I don't know, who is currently learning the characters through comic books that her father has or probably draws for, because I guess he was saying he's a comic book artist. So he probably draws for comics, you know, and so obviously, you know, he has comics, probably the ones he drew. The dude's a fan, he's teaching his kids, he's teaching his kids the comic book characters. The girl is learning through comic books. Okay, as far as I don't know if he showed her movies or TV shows, but as of right now, he is teaching in the video that he showed clips from. He was showing his daughter characters from the comic books. Okay, and telling her who they were and teaching her who the characters were. But apparently, according to Grimm, this little girl was the modern Marvel fan that doesn't remember the X-Men. I'm like, what? No, that doesn't. You can't do that. That's controlling a narrative right there. By the way, you can't do that. You found some random. Okay, not random. I know you said you subscribed to the dude, which is fine. I get it. And like that little video clip, little instance is your entire proof that the modern Marvel fan base doesn't remember the X-Men. And I don't understand. What I don't understand is like, what exactly is the modern Marvel fan? That in itself actually makes no more sense to me. Because as far as I can tell, all of us right now are modern. We're in modern times. Okay? As long as we are paying attention to something or a fan of something, while we're here, we are the modern fan. Alright? Doesn't matter what age you are. Okay? Because another thing you said was like, if you're a certain age, I don't want to hear from you. You don't count. You can't do that. All right, that's not how it works. You can't single out a certain age and say this, like, you don't count. Only this here counts, which you did twice. The older people didn't count, and the only thing that counted was the one little girl who was learning the characters. All right, that's it. Like all that was not. It wasn't fair. Okay. Like, all that, none of that made sense, okay? So as long as we are around and we are paying attention to these particular things, we are the modern era. And we're modern until we're dead, okay? When we die, we are then the past, and we don't count anymore when it comes to the fan base, okay? So I'll give you that. But right now, as we're all of aware, conscious human beings who are living and paying attention to these things, we are the modern era of whatever. So, yeah. So they're going like, oh, they don't know the characters because you don't, and you're saying like, well, you don't see a lot of TV shows, you don't see a lot of toys of the X-Men characters, blah, 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 stuff like that. And while that is true, if you're going to go by preference of memory based on what you see, then the Capcom side of that game is way more obscure than the Marvel side, okay? Because right now, if you look at the Marvel side, yes, we are being bombarded with Captain America, Guardians of the Galaxy, Iron Man, Spider-Man. It's all being thrown in our face. There are cartoon series coming, there are movies, there are toys, there's all that. And then you look at the Capcom side, and you see a bunch of people who haven't had a fucking game in years. Like, seriously. I mean, they got the original Dante in there. When's the last time he was in an actual game of his own? Like, it's almost been 10 years. When did Devil May Cry 4 come out? I want to say 2007, 2008? Maybe 2009? One of those. But we are almost 10 years removed from the last actual Devil May Cry game with that Dante. They're using that Dante, not the DMC Dante, but the older Dante from the original version of the series. When's the last time you saw him anywhere else besides Marvel vs. Capcom 3? Okay? And now Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite. Yes, okay, and there are a couple of remasters that came out not too long ago, but then again, there was a remaster that came out of Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3 also 1 or 2 years ago, which had, guess what? The X-Men. Okay? So there you go. So you got Dante, who is still not the most obscure if you look at it. Then you got Mega Man X, another character who hasn't really had a game in years. All right, like no actual core game. All right, you don't really see him anywhere else in the game, and X is finally coming back in Marvel Capcom Infinite. He's not. Do you see him? You don't see him in anything else up until now. There's not been another another Mega Man X game since Command Missions, when we were still in the Zeros part of the century or something like that. So there was that, and then but hold on, there's more. Then there's Spencer. Okay, Spencer. Who's Spencer, you might ask? Guy from Bionic Commando. There have been maybe a total of 3 Bionic Commando games, actually. I think there's the first one for NES. There might have been a sequel. I don't know if it was for NES or the Game Boy. I know there's some portable version at that point. And then there was that Abomination PS3 game that came out around the beginning of the PS3 era. So again, we're about almost 10 years removed from the last actual Bionic Commando game, featuring Spencer, and the last time I saw him was Marvel Capcom 3. Until then, you didn't see the dude anywhere. And then there's Arthur, alright, from Ghouls and Ghosts, who has not been in the game, has not had an actual game of his own since Ghouls and Ghosts, Super Ghouls and Ghosts, on the SNES. There is a spiritual sequel on the PS2, which is still a long time ago, basically, called Maximo, which didn't have the same, it was the same concept, you know. It was like Ghouls and Ghosts from the modern era, but a new character and stuff like that. Same concept. Obviously didn't take off as well because you don't see Maximo anywhere else at all. He's not in Marvel's Capcom in any form whatsoever. But he is in. But the Arthur dude is in there. So like I said, if you're going to go by preference of what the people see, and that's based on their memory, and like I said, there's a lot of fucking people on the Capcom side that nobody should know who the hell they are at this point. Like, at all. Okay? So, I'm just saying. And you're pointing to this one kid who is learning, and see, look, like the modern Marvel fan is like a 4 or 5-year-old kid. Seriously? I mean, no, because like we all know that Capcom is not targeting this game to 4 or 5-year-olds. Now, I'm not saying 4 or 5-year-olds ain't gonna play this game. I'm sure they are. They're gonna play it. They're gonna love it. They're gonna see all the flashy things and characters. Ooh, I know that character. It's like that. Ooh, that's gonna be fun. And stuff like that. So I'm not saying, but we all know that Capcom is marketing this game towards the fighting game fan base, because this is something fighting game fans want for a while for some reason. I don't know why. Like, you have better fighting games out there. Pick a different one. And then let's see what else. Another point I wanted to make here. Oh yeah, and in another review, trying to again damage control the lack of X-Men, they say, well, these aren't really characters, these are functions. So while we don't have Magneto who does all these things, we have Nova who does it. So they try to break down characters into functions. Like, the character itself doesn't matter, it's the way the character plays. Take that one as you will. You can agree or disagree with that one. I'm just saying, like, they're purposely trying to disavow X-Men at the behest of Disney, because Disney is just mad at Fox because of movie rights. We all know it. Everybody knows it. Like, you know it too. Don't act like you don't. Come on, give me a break. So anyway, I guess that's my response. I'm saying, I'm sorry that particular little video clip you showed with the little girl learning the characters, who is like still like 4 or 5, is like I said, if I could see the original video, I don't know. She sounds like she's about 4 or 5, 6 years old. I don't know. Could be younger. Could be older. I don't know. It's hard to tell because I don't see any faces. Okay, anything like that. The only thing I see is a hand pointing at Wolverine at one point. That was it. So, like I said, I'm sorry. That is not proof. That is not proof that the modern Marvel fan doesn't remember the X-Men. That's a huge, giant flaw. I'm just saying. So, take that as you will. And yeah, saying that if you're a certain age and your opinion doesn't count, that doesn't work at all. That's not cool, dude. Come on, you're better than that. Also, one other thing I have to bring up before I close this video: Teen Titans Go! Really? Fuck out of here.